I'm gonna start off with 3 brushes from the brand Essence, and I'm just unbelievably blown away by the quality of these very affordable brushes. When I was getting my hair done at Ulta, Lauren gave me a Benefit Cosmetics eyebrow brush because I didn't have time to do my eyebrows. And I used that brush and I said, this brush is really good. I liked the hairs and it just shaped my brows really well. It was an Ulta employee that I was talking with, and she told me that this brush from Essence, it's their eyebrow brush. This brush is actually like the dupe for that Benefit brush. So naturally I had to get it. It will draw a line, it will fill in the brows, it will create a nice sharp tail. I am impressed. Again, $1 and some change. I just cannot believe the quality of these brushes. Very telling how you can find quality products at a very affordable price. And the next 2 brushes, also from Essence, I like this one is the eye blender brush. Give me a really big fluffy brush that I can just sweep color all over my lid, where I can just blend in into the crease, because this will fit into my hooded eyes perfectly. And this one is the Smokey eye brush. This is where I will do the detail crease work, whether it's for the outer V, go into the crease. As long as you just kind of focus on where you're going into and buff at the same time, this blends out the line. I do notice at Ulta they don't have a lot of these brushes, so I'm gonna actually check the website and see if they have other ones, because if they have a crease brush like a 217, buying them up. Next item is from Benefit. This is Precisely My Brow Pencil. Now at my Ulta, I went to 2. They only had this size, which is, I guess, their deluxe size brush. Pencil. It's much taller than what I would assume it would be. Number 6, the darkest shade is sold out. I don't know what's going on. And of course I wanted it right then and there. I didn't want to order online. So I wear the shade 6. I don't go with chocolate brown because chocolate brown tends to have red in it. And then you have to kind of adjust the colors, which I don't have time for that. So I either will pick black and just softly apply it in, because you can make black not look so harsh, especially when you have darker skin. Lighter skin, black will look harsher, but with darker skin, you don't have to worry about that. Or get like soft black, where it has more of a neutral added to it, some gray. So this is the color that just goes perfectly with my skin tone, perfect with my eyebrow hair, just blends right in. Has the thin, precise point. I do like that. Very pleased with this. This is the one I would continue to purchase because it's that very fine, thin pencil. Again, in shade number 6. My last brow product is from the Ulta Beauty line. It is their brow shaping gel, and this is in the color Clear. My hairs are in place and they're not going anywhere, and they're staying like that all day. The best thing about this gel, also the fact that it's clear so you can brush them out, is that the hairs do not feel crunchy. I can't stand that. It doesn't feel crunchy. I don't see white flakes as it starts to dry. Another item that is inexpensive, you can use your Ulta coupons for it. You can use your points. Don't know if it's waterproof. I haven't swam with it or whatnot. It removes easy, with soap and water. Very pleased with that product. That's something I would actually repurchase. I do have 2 blushes. They were very affordable to me because one I picked up at the drugstore, and then the other one I picked up at Marshall's, even though it is a name brand product. First up is CoverGirl's Cheekers. This is in the shade Rock and Rose. Now, I wore CoverGirl's Cheekers practically all throughout high school. I picked up Rock and Rose because it has more of that plum appearance to it, just deeper, like it looks like it almost has like pink in it too. It's like a pink, a plum, a darker color. I wouldn't even say raspberry. I wish they would have a nice, deep, rich, like a red, like a cherry color. That is missing from the collection. $3, $4, I forget. I still have the brush in here. I don't use those brushes in there because the hairs always kind of get on there. But in a pinch, and even in high school, that is what we use, and it does apply the product well. So it doesn't matter the size of the brush. Go in there, rub it together. I put it on my palm and then go in, and I mean, it just applies just perfect. So I just love these blushes. Next blush I have on, more towards, like on top of the CoverGirl cheekers, but more towards like the higher points of the cheekbones. This is from BareMinerals. It's the Gin Nude Powder Blush. Now this I picked up at Marshall's. So it was $7. This is in the shade, but first, coffee. That's what got me to open up the box and see the shade, because I'm like, oh yes, coffee. I drink coffee every morning without a doubt. I love my coffee. This is something where I look at it, it's dark, it's rich, it almost looks like it's chocolate, but it's not. It's got like a touch of like that terracotta in it. It's beautiful, but you have to look really close up, and it has these flecks in it, but it doesn't appear as flecks on the cheeks. So I like it as something that I can pair with another blush, which is why I like to wear it with the Rockin' Rose, but it looks beautiful on its own as well. I've worn it on its own in a few videos back, if you look in the makeup worn, and it still produces the same type of a look. It's just when I want it to be deeper, if I want even more of a strong contrast, like underneath my cheekbones, if I'm not going to contour, I'll use a darker blush for that, and it still looks natural. I also noticed that I can build this blush color up. I can apply it with a really big fluffy brush and get just that flush of color, but the denser I go in the brush, it will really start to pack it on, but still blend it out where it just doesn't look gaudy. It still looks natural on the skin. This is from Bobbi Brown, so I did pick this up the same day as the BareMinerals. This is the Luxe lip color in the shade Red Berry. I was happy that I did pick this up at Marshall's though, because I would not pay full price for this. First off, the packaging is so heavy. That's the reason why I wouldn't. I had it in my purse, and my purse felt so heavy. I was like, why is it dragging on my shoulder? The only difference between Bobbi Brown's Luxe formula versus their traditional lipsticks is the fact that the Luxe formula is much more creamier. So subconsciously in our minds, we are thinking this is a very luxurious formula because it feels so creamy. Oh, let me justify the price. Now, with extra creamy formulas, the lipsticks wear off faster. I don't care about stuff like that, because to me, that's how I go through my lipstick so fast, is because I reapply it 50 times a day. I was thinking about that from Peggy and from Hank Hill. I apply my lipstick 50 times a day. 50 times a day, that's how you're going to get through your lipstick. So I don't mind that. But again, the formula is nice. I do like it. I like the colors. They have various formulas. I would not pay full price for it. Those are just my personal preferences in reference to that. I would recommend and would pay full price for the Urban Decay lipsticks. Now this is the cream formula, and you know, their cream formula is, I feel, their top seller. It feels very comfortable on the lips. Oh, I didn't even say what it is. The color is Cherry, and it's from the Naked Cherry collection. I apologize for that. When it comes to a creamy lipstick, Urban Decay makes a nice, comfortable cream lipstick and something that feels luxurious. It's not slipping and sliding on the lips. It's not going feathering everywhere. It will stay put, and I feel last a lot longer than something that's extra creamy. Same bullet design and cap, everything as the regular Urban Decay Vice lipsticks. It's just the Cherry has the packaging and the cherry design on it. But the cream formula is definitely my favorite, and that's where I naturally will gravitate towards, is that. And my last lip product is from Dose of Colors, and this is actually their lip gloss. I have never tried their lip gloss before. When they were on sale during the Ulta sale, I picked up one. I only allowed myself one color. I didn't start using it until October, and I mean, I was just using it constantly, not only putting it on top of other lipsticks like I have it on right now, but just on its own. The shade I have is Seriously. Are you serious? Seriously? I say that a lot. Look at that color. It's just a great everyday nude lipstick, but it's like a darker brown for my skin tone. Oh, it just has that vanilla scent. And I love the applicator. It's that ballet wand. It's just big enough to slide over my lips. It applies just the right amount of product. Turn it around, do the top lip. It's smooth. It's not sticky, Of course, it's lip gloss, so it's not something that I expect it to last all day long, but it's just, it's a comfortable gloss and I'm really enjoying it. I have a small, little, tiny group of lip glosses that I'm like, oh, I love this formula. And I would spend the price for it because it makes me feel good and also looks good on my lips too. So that is one that is in my top favorites. I'm going to close it out with two eyeshadow palettes. This is what I have on my eyes today. This is the Urban Decay Naked Cherry. So this is what I was using quite a bit in October. Sure, you've already have seen what the inside of it looks like. This was part of the collection, so it was given to me when I went down to the cherry launch party. I don't think of cherries very often. It's the second fruit that I don't like. I can't stand the taste of cherries, but I like the color of it. I think the color is beautiful. Red just has various tones within its skin. It can be really beautiful, deep, rich red with like black on the bottom part of it. So just all different kinds of different color of cherries. But when I think of a cherry, I do think of red. So when I saw this actually in person, so open up the palette, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm thinking of red, but I see it on me, it just looks more of pink. Pinker tone, so just shades of pink. So at the beginning, the color story, you have like your brow bone shades, your highlight shades, which is fine, and then you're going into the shades of the pink tone. Luckily, there are shades that match kind of like the casing where you have that raspberry tone. That's it, like the raspberry, which is like borderline, well, not borderline, it is pink and red mixed together. So there's all the variations of those shades right there. And I think that the top comment, the feedback from this palette is, here's another one where you're only going to get one look out of, and all the looks look the same. I've been able to get various looks out of it. It's just really, it's understanding colors and how they work together, and going from whether you want to go light to dark or dark to light, and the brushes that you use as well, because you can't use the same sizes of brushes and expect to get different like gradient effect and getting a stronger depth and so forth. You've got to change and know with what shades as you go within the families to start changing the brushes. That's how you're going to see the variance in the tones. And you also need to be looking at the tones and seeing where there are differences, how there's red in here, where this one has pink or this one has brown in it, and how to pair the colors. When you start to think that way, you'll notice your eye looks will start to change. Even though at first glance, you open it up, your eye is immediately going to go, oh, it all looks the same, when in reality, it doesn't. For this eye look, I used all the mattes, which I was happy. It blends fine, blends fast, and it looks beautiful. Beautiful on the eye. I didn't have a problem with it at all. I would have liked to have had a dark red in this palette. Like, I'm pulling in my melt right here when I use this palette. If I want that rich, deep color, I'll toss in the red and starts to go in a little bit plum, but this is what I want. I want this shade. So if this palette had this deep, rich red, oh, it would have been perfect. This is all I need to carry. Like when I have my Naked Heat, I can just take the heat with me because it's so deep and rich enough. I don't need any other, I don't need to pull anything with it. But with this, my preference, I wanted something dark just to have that option. I feel that that is what's missing from this palette. But the last shade, which is Privacy, that's the deepest that it's going to go. So it's just going to be, do you like this color story? It leads more towards pink to me, raspberry, like strawberry, versus a true cherry, like reds and stuff. But I get that from my Naked Heat palette, which today is still my #1 favorite Urban Decay palette. Which leads me with the last item, which I feel I could take with me somewhere and just bring that palette because I do feel it has everything I want in it. It's the Urban Decay Born to Run. I have mentioned I'm not like a package person. That's not what will draw me in to only buy a product, but I do like how it has this around the world look to it. I think it's stunning. I like all the different photos. It's just kind of something to look at. I love how the case bends back because that is me. I don't care about mirrors at all. That's just me. I like how it bends all the way back and I can hold it like this. That's how I usually hold it. or palettes like that and then lay it flat. That is how I am. That's how I do my looks and how I work. So I like that. Overall, this palette I would say is a warm tone palette, even though it has pops of all these different colors. But to me, what signifies what does it lean more towards is how I feel that people are going to use the palette. They're going to go towards those mattes first because they tend, well, people tend to use a lot more mattes in their crease, top of their lid and so forth, versus shimmers and glitters and so forth. So of all the mattes in here, they're all warm tone with the exception of one. The formula for this palette is what I would consider like that Urban Decay, if not even up a notch, because this is something that blends fast. There's like no patchiness. I didn't see anything. It's just an overall good palette. So very pleased with it. I know, again, it's a top pick with a lot of people in comments and so forth. So it's definitely something where I feel you can get a variety of looks. The sky's the limit. It's a good size to take with you. It's not bulky. It's just a good overall palette. And I think that they did a good job. That is it. That's what I've tried out for the month of October. Most of it, of course, I picked out on my own and purchased on my own, with the exception of the two that were given to me from the brand. So let me know anything you've tried out. Have you discovered something new to pick out? Definitely the Essence brushes, especially with it being the shopping time right now for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Highly recommend picking up those brushes. You will love them, or hopefully you'll love them. But thank you very much for stopping by and watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful holiday. If you're here in America, happy Thanksgiving. And as always, I'm going to see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.